evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for attending today's 7 o'clock session. I have a very special speaker with us today. Please welcome Claire Richardson.
Hello, everybody. I am here tonight to share a very personal story of a close friend of mine who has faced the same feelings and emotions as many of you here tonight. This story is about two girls, Rachel and Serena. Rachel and Serena had been best friends since first grade. They lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. They were the type of best friends who did anything and everything together, from sleepovers to family vacations. They were inseparable. As they grew out of their childhood and into adolescence, they began to figure out where they fit in their freshman year of high school. Serena was a popular one. She was the it girl. Everyone loved her and thought she was beautiful. Despite that awkward growing stage we experienced freshman year, Serena seemed to stand out no matter where she was or what she was doing. She had long blonde hair, pale skin, and light blue eyes. Rachel, on the other hand, had not socially developed the way that Serena had. Rachel was quiet. She had an awkward build to her and frizzy brown hair. She lived in Serena's shadows. Rachel always had a weird aura about her. Yet, Serena loved her unconditionally and didn't care what others had to say about her. As their friendship continues to blossom, it seemed that Rachel was more interested in Serena. Every time they would go out to a party, Serena would always be the center of attention. Guys were always asking her to dance. However, Rachel stood in the corner invisibly jealous that she wasn't the one that was dancing with Serena. Despite the jealousy, Serena never noticed how Rachel felt, but this was only the beginning. Serena didn't know what she had coming for her. At the end of freshman year, Serena unsurprisingly met a boy that swept her off her feet. As the months went by, Rachel started noticing how Serena would put her boyfriend before her, and how he was slowly taking her place. Sleepovers turned into, I can't, I have a date with Josh. Late night phone calls ended up with, I'll call you back later, I'm talking to Josh. Rachel felt like their friendship wasn't as important as it used to be. Their family trips now included Josh, which meant that Rachel didn't get much attention from Serena. Now that Josh has been engraved in Serena's heart, the word inseparable had a different meaning towards their friendship. As the time went by, Serena began to acknowledge the way Rachel felt, but made nothing of it. In the blink of an eye, Rachel and Serena found themselves getting ready for senior year. Senior year would be filled with memorable events, college fairs, and applying for numerous scholarships. Now that college was becoming a priority, the relationship between Serena and Josh began to dwindle. Serena sought out for Rachel's comfort as she did when they were younger. When Serena told Rachel that Josh is finally out of the picture, Rachel was secretly ecstatic, which meant that they were back to being that inseparable pair of girls that were best friends since first grade. To catch up on their friendship, they spent their entire last high school summer with each other. Something odd began to occur between them, and it started with Rachel. Serena observed that Rachel was very clingy and territorial when it came to her. If she didn't answer her text, she would blow up her phones with endless phone calls and wanted to know where she was at all times. Serena, finally fed up about it, confronted Rachel and demanded to know why she was acting out this way. They met up at their favorite park where they used to have family picnics when they were young. Serena, anxious to know, blatantly asked her, "Why have you been acting out lately? I feel like you're hovering over me and being possessive." Rachel responds to her shocked when she said,
Serena, I'm in love with you. Ever since freshman year, my feelings have grown to the point that I want this to be more than a friendship.
Serena was speechless and taken back by what Rachel had confessed to her. She was repulsed and felt like she could no longer be friends with her. Serena responds with a shaken voice, "I'm sorry, but I can no longer be friends with you." Serena got up and walked away when Rachel abruptly yells out,
What happened to friends forever?
Serena did not think twice about looking back, and from that moment on, they were no longer friends, just strangers. Senior year breezed by, and through it, Serena and Rachel did not speak not one word to each other. Little did she know, Rachel was fueled with hatred and animosity. The time had come to part ways. Graduation day was here. This was a dream of theirs to walk together, side by side, holding their diplomas together to get that picture-perfect moment. However, while Serena laughed with joy and conversed with her friends, Rachel stood in the back, eyeing her down with vengeance. Graduation day came to an end. Serena was preparing for her graduation dinner at her house. She was excited to celebrate with her family and close friends. While Serena was finalizing her finishing touches, she noticed a dark shadow at her bedroom window through her mirror's reflection. Serena looked back curiously to see what that was. As she walked towards her window to get a better look, her mother suddenly yelled,
"Serena, honey, pictures!"
Serena responded after taking one last look at the window. "All right, Mom, I'll be there." While she was walking down the stairs, the doorbell rang. She eagerly ran to the door to see who it was. She opened the door only to find a note sitting on her front porch. She went to go pick it up. When she opened it, it said, "Congrats, grad. Hope to see you soon." Thinking nothing of it, Serena continued her festivities, dancing the night away. Freshman year of college had unfolded. Serena had moved to Santa Monica to study criminal law. Being part of a sorority, Serena had many connections coming her way, and as well as many opportunities. One rainy day, while Serena was walking to her dorm, she noticed someone staring at her from afar, in a navy blue trench coat holding up an umbrella. The person was utterly staring at her. Inquisitively, she looked back to get a glimpse of the stranger's face, but as she did, the mysterious person gave one last look and seamlessly walked away. Uneasy, Serena hurried back to her dorm only to find an unexpected gift waiting for her in front of her door. She looked around confused to see who it could have been, but no one was in sight. She quickly unlocked her door, picked up the gift, and hastily shut the door. Serena sat on her bed and opened the box. Inside, she found a picture of herself at her graduation dinner, laughing with all her close friends. She dropped the box, ran to close her curtains, and wondered who had been watching her that night. Due to what happened, Serena had not gotten a good night's rest, making her exhausted throughout the day. As the day went on, Serena had an event with her sorority. Upon arriving at the event, one of her sorority sisters confronted her with a note saying, "Friends?" Serena asked who gave the note to her sister, and the sister replied, "I don't know. It was a girl with a navy blue trench coat with black shades, so I couldn't recognize her or even see her face." Serena remembered that the day before she saw a stranger wearing a navy blue trench coat staring at her. As the event kept on, she was paranoid. Paranoid about the fact that she had been receiving all these random notes and a gift. Already midnight, the event had came to an end. Serena walked back to her car at an empty parking lot only to notice that there had been something written on her windshield. As she got closer to her car, she read, "Forever," written with red lipstick. At this point, she's terrified and comes to the conclusion that someone's after her seeking for revenge. She got in the car and sped back to where she lives and ran into her dorm room. Breathing heavily, Serena went up the elevator and speed walked to her dorm. When she got there, she saw an umbrella hanging from her doorknob. Scared, she opened the door and saw the person with the navy blue trench coat sitting on her bed. Serena's heart dropped, and she was momentarily paralyzed to find out that the person in the navy blue trench coat was Rachel. A little calm, Serena nervously asked Rachel, "Are you the one behind all these notes, the picture, and the writing on my car?" With a smile on her face, Rachel pulled out a pocket knife and replied,
"Didn't we say we're going to be friends forever?"
Serena ran to her door, but struggled to unlock it. Rachel grabbed her by the shoulders and threw her on the floor. Rachel put her foot on Serena's neck and says, "If I can't have you, nobody can. You should have never pushed me away. This is what you get for leaving me and all that we've been through." As Rachel tried to stab her in the stomach, Serena grabbed her foot and pushed it off her neck, making Rachel fall. Serena quickly got up and started kicking Rachel while screaming for help. Rachel got up and threw herself on Serena while choking her. The pocket knife was by Serena's feet. Rachel tried to grab it, but Serena punched her in the face, and Rachel flopped on the floor, hitting her head against Serena's bed frame. Rachel laid unconscious on the floor while Serena ran to her dorm room neighbor, banging the door for help. As the neighbor opened the door, she shouted, "Please call 911. Please, please, please." Serena ran back to her dorm only to find out that Rachel was gone. Serena looked everywhere to see if Rachel was in sight, but there was nothing. The police came, and Serena told them the whole story, even giving Rachel's full name. The cops searched the building, college, and area, but she was nowhere to be found. That night, Serena went to the hospital to get checked for any serious injuries. The doctor took her vital signs and asked her questions about what had happened. Nothing serious came up for her injuries and her vital signs. The doctor told her she was ready to go home and to continue her daily activities. A couple of months later, after attending many psychologists and therapy sessions, Serena was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Serena was prescribed with pills that she had to take every night before going to bed. Until this day, Serena takes her pills and attends therapy sessions coping with her disorder, day by day. If Serena were here, she would want every one of you to know that it's not the end of the world. Everything eventually gets better with time.
Well, guys, that's all for today's session. I hope you guys enjoyed Claire's story and learned from it. Have a great weekend, everybody.
That night, as Claire Richardson got home, she closed her front door, making sure all 6 locks were locked. And as she prepared for bed, she once again took her pill that would keep her at ease from the thought that her stalker is still out there.